Congressional rhinos, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, they say they both made it clear to Vladimir Putin that he won't be welcome in the U.S. Capitol. Ryan and McConnell's unwelcome foray into foreign policy may turn out to be something of a moot point. The Kremlin now says President Putin isn't ready to meet with President Trump just quite yet. Both President Trump and Putin called their first summit a success, but apparently Putin wants to kind of go a little slow here, probably a little overwhelmed. Joining me now, Gregg Jarrett, Fox legal analyst and author of the newly released book. You've heard me talk about the release of this book for months and months. And
no, it hasn't been that long.
This is the day. The Russia Hoax, the illicit scheme to clear Hillary Clinton and frame Donald Trump. #1 bestseller on Amazon. Congratulations on the publication, #1, and continued success.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
It feels great to actually have it in bookstores now. People, who didn't want to order it online.
You've been sort of promising us that you would.
I know. It's a longer process from the time they print it to the time it gets to the bookstores than I ever thought. But,
and it must seem longer having written it and waited on the publication.
Yes.
I think it's brilliant the way you framed it. The Russia hoax, which is right at the heart of the issue, the effort to clear Hillary Clinton and frame the President of the United States. It is that straightforward.
It is. This is a story of corruption, and it begins, as it must, with Hillary Clinton, who broke a myriad of felony statutes and should have been charged in a multi-count indictment. But James Comey and, his band of minions decided that even though she broke the law, they were going to clear her. So they twisted the facts, they contorted the law, and they cleared her. And on the day that Comey cleared her, July 5th, 2016, secretly meeting in London was the FBI and the author of the totally fabricated anti-Trump dossier. And that was the beginning of the Russia hoax.
Does it not fascinate you that Fusion GPS has been given a pass here so far? Christopher Steele has been given a pass here so far. And that the Department of Justice and the FBI that conspired with both, whether through the conduit or whether it be through Strzok and others throughout the Justice Department and FBI. I mean, this is crazy that that the Congress and its investigations and whatever committee haven't run them to ground.
There was never any evidence of collusion. There was no probable cause to even open the case. And yet there is a plethora of evidence against Hillary Clinton and, I believe, James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and a whole bunch of others who broke the law when they decided they were going to engage in this scheme to frame Trump for things he did not do. I lay it all out, the facts, the evidence, and the law.
What's the name of the book in which you lay it all out?
It's called The Russia Hoax.
We just want to see how practiced Gregg can be. The book is The Russia Hoax. If there's any doubt about the name of the book right now, we want to see you stay atop the charts for weeks and weeks and weeks.
I hope people read it because I think even Democrats will, in the end, agree that top officials abused their position of power and broke laws.
Right. And I don't care if you agree. Just buy the book. Just buy the book.
Thank you, Lou.
Our highest recommendation, I do want to ask you about the president contemplating lifting the clearances of those 6 nefarious deep state folks and leftist Dems. Why not just do it? Just get it done.
Oh, absolutely. It's the right thing to do. I hear people say, oh, he's punishing them. You're right. They deserve to be punished.
When's the last time anybody heard the head of the CIA or the director of national intelligence or the NSA or the FBI until Comey actually out threatening a president, threatening one party, and making every kind of lousy accusation that all of it to this point, and I believe period, is utterly and completely baseless.
You have the former director of the FBI peddling a book who calls the president he was more than willing to serve, by the way, a liar and unfit for office. I thought, frankly, Comey was describing himself. And Brennan, of course, is accusing the president of treason. It's dangerous to allow Brennan to have access to classified information.
His CIA spied on the Senate Intelligence Committee.
That's right.
And Dianne Feinstein wouldn't even prosecute him. I mean, you talk about a swamp.
I spent a lot of time talking about Brennan and the evidence against him in this book. Yes.
In the book. The book is The Russia Hoax, and it is by Gregg Jarrett, and it is available everywhere right now.